Hey, and welcome back to the channel and the final Sudoku of the full English breakfast Sudoku set. This one is called Sumday Brunch, and of course this is by Michael Lefkowitz. Now, where to start? It's been a few days since I've done the last one of these, and a fewer more days since I've done the first couple, so I gotta remember the rules. I wrote them down, but it might take me a second to get my mindset back into what is what. So, as you can see, the rules for this one are, you know the rules, now finish your breakfast. Well, so what are the actual rules? Well, looking at my notes, we've got coffee quads, which is these 4 digits have the same sum as these 4 digits, as these 2 digits, etc. So all of the coffee icons have the same sum. We've got bacon and eggs. So the egg and bacon, and you have to figure out which ones actually pair together, but one of the bacons pairs with one of the eggs, the other one pairs with another one, etc., etc. And the egg, the digits in the egg, read from left to right, is the sum of the bacon cage. So this said 1 for one of these bacon cages would be 14. The next one is salt. So down here you have consecutive digits, so these just have to be consecutive. So this is a 3, this could be a 4, something like that. Then we've got Summy Tomatoes. So this tomato cage has to have the same value as each of these sum cages. And those are all the rules. Now, like I said, trying to remember what the little intricacies... Oh, wait, I didn't do the breakfast sumwiches, did I? The sumwiches... Oh, I gotta remember now. I didn't write them down. What's wrong with me? The sumwiches. Oh, yes. So the digit in the sumwich is the total of all of the digits in its row and or column, and it's going to be, let's do them separately. So whatever this digit is the sum of the digits that are between the lowest and the highest digit within that row. Same thing goes for the column. So if you have a 1 here and a 9 here, those are obviously the lowest and the highest digits. Whatever is in between them is what this sumwich will add up to. Okay, those are all of the rules. Now, let's see if we can get this one figured out. Hopefully, because I would like to finish this series with some modicum of intelligence. So, where do we start? I think it looked like not sumwiches, but the Summy Tomatoes. So we've got a singular digit. We've also got a 3-cell digit, and we've also got a much larger digit, or some number of digits. That's 2, 4, 6, 7 of them, which is very interesting. So, what does that say? So it says that these digits all have to be pretty darn low, right? Now, what's the maximum they could be? We could do 1, 2, could there ever be a 3, let's say, in here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. So they have to be from 1 and 2. Those are the absolute maximums. Now, something we can do as an aside, looking at that, I think, would be, what is the maximum that these bacon cages can get up to? And the absolute highest it could be would be 9, 8, and 7. So that would mean that which is already partially shown here, so I noticed it, the most that this could ever be would also be a 1 and a 2. Now we know we've got a 1. I don't know if that's going to be useful. We know we've got a 1 in one of these 2 cages, so that we might be able to start looking at our sumwiches in a little bit. So we know what do we know what's the bare minimum? Let's continue this thought before we start moving around, because I'm going to have to try to stay focused here. So what's the bare minimum of these going to be? 1 plus 1 plus 2, that's 4, plus another one is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus another 2 is 8, and another one is 9. So those are the absolute maximum they can be. So this is 9. Now that means that these guys that are singular have to be 1s because they don't have any wiggle room at all on them. Okay, well that's something. It tells me that this has to have a 1 in it somewhere. Or it doesn't have to have a 1 in it, sorry, I don't know what I was saying there. It has to equal to 9. The question is, can it have a 1 in it? If it did, it would have to be here, which would force this to be a 2. I'm wondering what's more likely. We know we've got something it's a 1 something, and these other 2 are either 1 something or 2 something. Now the maximum, and in fact the absolute value that we can have in these bacon cages is 45. So these 3 eggs have to equal up to 45 in some manner. So if this was 20 something and this is 10 something, let's just say 20 and 10. I know that's not possible, but let's just say that's what it is. If we've got 20 and 10, that's already 30, so we'd have another 15 we could put into this, which works out. Now, if we had 20 something, 20 something, we'd already be at 40, so we couldn't clearly have another 10 something. So we can only have 1, 2 in here if we even have 2. Now, the other way to look at it would be saying, well, can you have all teens? I guess is the best way to put it. And yeah, you could do that to get to 45. So what is the bare minimum? Let's look at that again. Let's go a little bit deeper on this. So let's say we can never have a 21. We can never have a 22. The bare minimum could be a 23. 23 plus 12 plus 12 is 35. That's over. So these can't be 2. So we've proven that these are actually 1s now, which is good, which forces 2, 2, and 1. Now, we have to have some division of 45 that has 3 different teens. We're just going to call them teens. I know 11 and 12 don't. Well, it could work here or here, but it's close enough to being a teen. We can live with that, can't we? So now we do know actually that there's not a 1 in this cage. These have to be 2, 3, 4. This can't be a 2. This can't be a 2. So this is a 2. Now we've also got a 1 here. Looking at this sumwich, we've got a 1 right next to it. We clearly don't have the highest digit over here. So this isn't some given number that's 1 to 9. Now, is that going to be helpful at the moment? Because we've got to put a 9 somewhere along these digits. Obviously, it can't be there. The question is that super useful at the moment? Can we rule out, let's color these just for a second so I can keep an eye on them. Let's use orange. Now, this one obviously can't be 9, because if it was 9, then the value of the sumwich would be 0. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that, but let me put my phone on silent, because it never fails that people wait until I'm recording to text me, so that's not in. Now let's look at the very far end here. Could this ever be a 9? Well, that would make all those digits would have to add up to be whatever this is. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. You can't ever make 5 digits be a single cell. So that's not 1. Now, could it be here? 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. You can never have 4 digits to be a single cell. So this cannot be, which gives us 9. And now we know that whatever this is, it's 2 plus something. We also know that we have at least a 10 right here. I don't know that that's super useful at the moment, but can we do something similar going up this way? Like, where could a 9 possibly go? Well, a 9 can't go here, because if we have the 9 here, that means all of these digits must add up to equal this digit. So you can't obviously have this digit within the confines of the 1 to 9. So that can't be 9. This could be 9. Well, no, it can't be 9 because it's seen by the 9. This could be 9. Or it can't be 9. Excuse me, I can't talk. This can't be 9. This can't be 9. So there's a 9 down here by that logic, and hopefully that logic isn't impaired in any way. So it's going to have to be either a single digit, which it can't be. So therefore this can't be the 9. This would have to be a 9. So it's going to have to be 2 different digits to add up to something, because if it was 1 digit, it would just be the exact same digit. Okay. Now, there's probably not really a min-max too much here that we can use, but there sort of is. I mean, this could be 3, 4, 5, or 6. Because obviously it can't be a 2, can't be a 1. It can't add up to more than, or it can't add up to 9 or greater. So the most this could possibly be a 6. This one, not quite as, well, it is a little bit reduced. So it could be 3, 4, 5. Well, it's actually fairly well reduced because it can't be 6. Because if it was 6, the highest or lowest digit of this could be 3, which would force this thing to be a 9. So this is only 3, 4, or 5. So now, maybe we can start looking at this, because we've got a sumwich in here. We can't have a 1 or a 9 up here. We can't have a 1 or a 9 here. Now, this can't ever be a 1. It could be a 9. So we could have a 9 in any of these. Let's go back to our coloring. Those are the possibilities for 9s. We can't have a 1 in any of these. Can't have a 1 there. So one of these is a 1. So now, if either one of these is a 1, this one clearly can't be the 9. So that's taken out of the equation. Now, if this is the 1, this can't be a 9 either, because once again, we're going back to the same logic that whatever this digit is between the two would also have to be this digit. So this can never be a 9. So one of these two is 9. Now, can we mark that down further? Well, we know it can't be both of these. And why is that? Because we've already going to have to use a 1 in this row. We've already got a 2 out here. So you can't have 3 different digits between, starting at 3 that equal a single digit. So we know it's not 1, 9, 1 like this, but it doesn't rule out the fact that it could be, well, it clearly can't be 1, 9 like that either. So it either is 1, 9 this way, or it's 1, 9 this way. 1 being down here, obviously. Not that I was saying that this would be the 1, but okay. Well, there's something. So we can sort of use the same logic that we're using. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm trying to get my brain working this morning. This is kind of the same logic of what can this be? Well, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 6. Now, it could be 7 or 8, I believe, so that's probably not the greatest thing to be using. Thought I'd give it a go. It didn't quite work. There has to be a 9 in one of these. No. Have I used... Well, I haven't really used this sumwich. So where can a 1 go? It can't go here. Obviously, it can't go here, and it can't go here. So one of these is a 1. You could have gotten that with just using normal Sudoku as well. Well, it's what I used was normal Sudoku, but in reference to this. Now, could this ever be that 1 on the line? Well, the answer is no, because if this was the 1, this would be the very closest that a 9 could be. And then you'd have to have 3 digits between 1 and 9 that equaled 9, because this would be the 9, and they would have to be 2, 3, 4, but we have a 2 here. So this can never be a 1. So this is a 1. Now we've got a 1 somewhere down here. We've got 1s, pretty much a good chunk of 1s. We're just having, all that's left is the X-wing of 1s down here. Excuse me again. Now, can we do more with these 9s? Because it looks like we've got quite a few of them, and my computer just lagged for some reason. I don't know if you guys saw that. What about 9s? Can we do anything with 9s? It doesn't really look like it at the moment, unless we can make some assumption as to where the 9 is on this line. We know it can't be there, we know it can't be there. It's not going to be out here, because then you have this massive amount of numbers. It can't be there, it can't be there. So it has to be one of these two. But we already know that it has to be one of these two, so it is this one. So there we go. Let's get rid of those, and then we can use the logic that we had started previously. This 9 cannot group up with a 1 here, because we'd have to have 2, 3, 4. We can't do that. So this is 1, and that's going to give us our 1 in the corner. Let me get rid of our grainness. There we go. So now we've got 9 in one of these. Not super helpful at the moment, but I'm just putting it there for now, just so it doesn't slip out of my mind. And we got a 9 down here somewhere, and a 9 up there, so let's get rid of that 1 mark. Now, let's look at this coffee cup now that I have a 1 on it. We know we've got these 2 digits have to sum up to the same as these 4 digits, which have to sum up to the same as these digits, these 2 digits. So those are all together. They're together as in this, they have the same sum. So what is the bare minimum these can be right now? The answer is 2, 3, 4. Because I already have a 1. That's 9. Plus a 1 is 10. So how do I get this up to at least 10? Well, it has to be a 9. So that gives me my 9s. And can I finalize some 9s here? I don't think I can. We get a 9. I don't know why things are running slow. I probably have too much stuff open in the background. So we know these equal 10. So now these have to be 2, 3, 4. That's not a 2. This has to somehow equal 10, but we don't quite know what it might be yet. So what do we know? So we know these 2 digits have to equal 9. We can't use a 1 or a 2, but it could be, you know, 3, 6, or 4, 5. Let's write that in, because there actually is a little bit. We can remove 3 and 4 from here. Just texting coming in. So we know this is not 3 or 4 because we have the 2, 3, 4 pair here. So this can't be the 5 or 6. It has to be a 3, 4 to go with the 5, 6. So now we actually have a 3, 4 pair. So we've got all the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4 already used. Is that going to give us anything for our bacon? Well, what it does, it tells us that we have the possibility of 5, 6, 7, and 8. Excuse me, in this bacon. And I don't know that we can't do too much with that, I don't think, until we figure out what some of these actually equal. Can we? And we can kind of make an assumption, or make some deductions as to what these could possibly be, although it's not great. we know whatever this digit is 2 plus whatever this is. So it's either 5, 6, 7, or 8. Again, not super helpful. Well, it is semi-helpful now, actually, because we know that these have to equal whatever this is. So if this was a 3, this couldn't be another 3. It could be a 4. But I think what I was trying to reverse the logic here a little bit. Can this ever be a 5? And the answer is no. Because if this was a 5, we'd have to somehow make a 5 here. We have a 1 and a 2 already used, so you can't make 3, 2, or 4, 1. So this can't be 5. So we can whittle that down a little bit, so this can't be 3. Can we do anything with the 6? Now, if this is a 6, yeah, that doesn't work either, because if that's a 6, we've either got 3, 3, 4, 2, or 5, 1. Can't do 3, 3, can't do 4, 2, can't do 5, 1. So that's not 6, so this is not 4. All right. We're getting somewhere. I don't think we're going to have as much luck with the 7 or the 8 on this one, but let's just take a quick look at it. If this is a 7, this could be 3, 4. This would be a 3, 4 pair, essentially, was what it would be. And if it was an 8, this could be a 3, 5. So yeah, these are 3, 4, 5. Do we have anything? I don't have anything lining up with those just yet. Okay. In here, I still don't think I have enough information here to do anything with that 10. Got a 2 up here. Oh wait, let's mark that so it's clear. We have got a 2 there. We have to have a 2 there. So there's no 2 in any of these. There's no 2 here, so this is a 2. Now we've also got this cup of coffee. Ow, that thing just jumped all over my screen. We've got this cup of coffee here, which we've already got 4 on it. We can't put another 9 on it because we're trying to get to 10. So this forces the 9 over here. Now we've got no 9 on any of those. This must be a 9. I'm really hoping this is not filming as choppy because it's not, my computer's not running well. So we get rid of that 9 and we get a 9 here. So that takes care of all of our 9s. Yes, it does. Okay, cool. So, the next step in our little bag of wonders is what? So we know we're done with 1s. We know we're done with the 9s. We've got a couple of 2s hanging out. Well, in fact, we've got a few 2s, so we can get a couple more if we look at this. So no 2s in any of those. Where does this one? Has to be a 2. Now we can look down here. There's no 2s in any of these, so this has to be 2. That got us something. One of these has to be a 2, so it has to be a 2-8 pair because we need to equal 10. So this is 2-8. We've got a 2 here and a 2 here, which gets rid of all these as 2s. We've got these 2 up here, get rid of those 2, so this is a 2. There we go. So now we've got a bunch of 2s. We've got the X-Wing on 2s going on. And that will surely be fixed at a later date. Now, this is already 10. We know it has to at least get up to 13, but it can go all the way up to 18. So I don't know if we're going to get much in our bacon and eggs just yet. But it's starting to look like we're going to have to do something there. Can we go back and look at this? So we know we already have 4. We need 6 more. How are we going to do that? Well, it could be 2 3s, right? It can't be a 4 2, and it can't be a 5 1, because we can't put any more 2s or 1s. So it's going to have to be 2 3s, right? Let's make sure that's not something that I've just imagined. Yes, they have to be 3s. That's the only way it's going to work. So it's going to force this to be a 4, 3. We can get rid of the 3 here. So that's nice. These are from 5, 6, 7, 8. We can just type that in for now. So we've got our 10. We've got our 10. We've got our 10. We've got our 10. So our cups of Joe are done. For the most part right now. We can't do anything here just yet. Do we have anything looking at anything? No, it didn't give me anything that I could deal with in terms of Sudoku and reducing some of these digits. So is there anything else we can do with maybe these sumwiches? Well, we know these two digits have to equal 9. And it can't be 8, 1. It can't be 7, 2, and it can't be 6, 3, so it has to be 5, 4. So this has to be a 5, this has to be a 4, which removes a 5 from here and a 4 from here. Does that give us more information? Well, this one, okay, here's another one I wasn't paying attention, but we've got the 1, we've got the 9. This is a 4, so this is going to have to be a 5. So bye-bye 5's there. This can no longer be a 5. So that sumwich is done both ways. This sumwich isn't quite done. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry. I was looking at this 1 for some reason, but it's either 5 plus 2 to 7 or 6 plus 2 to 8. And then this one can be 3, 4, or it's 5, 3. So there has to be a 3 in it. But, well, let's look at this one. 3 up here. Just saw that Sudoku-wise, so we can get rid of those. There has to be a 3 and a 4 in here because of this 4 now, removing all chances of 4s, and these 3 had already done so. So this is a 3-4 pair, which forces this to be a 7, which forces this to be a 5. Let's not mess that up again like I tried to do earlier. So we've got a 15. One of these is going to have to equal 15. It can't be this one because it's already equal to 10, so this would have to be a 5, which would break this. Can this ever equal 15? It absolutely could if we did 7 and 6 here. Could this ever equal 15? It would have to be some way to make 10. Can't be 9, 1, can't be 8, 2, can't be 7, 3. Could it be 6, 4? It could. Okay, so this one or this one could be that 15. It's not this one, though. Let's look closer. Where does a 4 go in this box? What goes there? What's left over? We need a 3 somewhere, so it's got to go here. So that's, yeah, these are 6, 7, and 8 still. So this is already 9. It could be the 6 to get us to 15. It could be a 7 to get us to 16, or it could be an 8 to get us to 17. But this one, therefore, can't be an 8, because there's no way we can make 18 out of any of these, is there? No, because the highest here is 8, which is 15. This would have to be 17 at the highest, so this is not 8. That's a minor deduction, but it's something. So this one, well, this one can't equal this anymore, can it? Because this is already 9. This is the minimum this can be is 15. This is either 13 or 14. So this is a 13 here. Now, that could either correlate to this one being a 13 or this one being a 13. This one could be 15, which could be this one or this one. It could be 16, which could only be this one. And it could be 17, which could only be this one. So there seems like there's a couple options, unless I'm missing something obvious there. But let me look at these 3 to see if that reduces these numbers, and it does. I see it off the bat. It does a little bit. So in these 3, on this row, these 3 have to be from 4, 6, and 8. So therefore, this can never be 6. This can't be 4, just from Sudoku. So we've got 13, 15, or 17 left over here. Let's look, see if there's any more Sudoku that I'm not seeing right off the bat, just to clear anything up. The 2s still have our X-wings at the bottom. 3s, okay, so there is Sudoku. These 3s see this one, this has to be a 3. One of those is a 3. One of these is a 3. One of these 3 is a 3, so that's not too much use there. We know one of these is a 4 already. We know one of these is a 4 already. We know one of these is a 4 already, so none of these are 4s, which makes this a 4. Can we do anything else with the 4? Don't think so at this time. 5s, they don't really have much going on, do they? I mean, one of these has to be a 5. I don't know if that's super useful either. We know one of these has to be a 5, which forces one of these to be a 5. I don't think that's going to get us anywhere. We don't have any 6s. We only have 1 7. We don't have any 8s yet, so, and then the 9s are done. Okay, so let's get back to some other clue. What would that be? I feel like this salt is going to be like the last thing that kind of differentiates what's what. So I don't know if I really want to look at it just yet. The other options are to start looking at maybe just rows, because there's a couple rows that have a few things not in there, but I think we're going to have the same values that aren't there for a lot of things. Well, oh, here we go. There's just some Sudoku right here. This is a 2-8 pair, so there has to be an 8 right there, which then gives us a 5, and that's going to give us an 8 here. We can get rid of these 8s. So now we've got a 10 here and a 9 here already. I'll come back to that in a second. I just want to follow up. We know there's a 5 down here, so this is not the 5. This is. This is now a given digit, which is 6. Still recording good. Still voice seems to be okay. I did mess with the audio. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning, just a little bit. Hopefully it helps out some of the subscribers who were having a little bit of issue there. But, these are 7 and 8. Let's see how that's going to do too much. Yeah, this, oh, it does, sorry. That 8 that I used up here, I'm going to use it again. So this is 7. This is 8. These are not 8. This is just a 6-7 pair. We've got a 6-7 pair going that way. We've got a given digit over here, which is an 8. So I can get rid of an 8. This is a given digit of 6. Okay. So these are 3, 5, 7. That's not 3. All right, and these are given, but I don't think they're going to do much for us, but let's just take a quick look anyway. They have to be from 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, you only remove a 5 from that location, so let's move on. Okay, so now let's look at this 15 again, because I think we're down to a place where we can determine what exactly it is. So this 15 has to correlate to a piece of bacon. Well, it can't be this one because that's already 13. It can't be this one because the minimum is 16, so it has to be this one. So that's a 5, 4, 9. This is 6 to make 15. So that egg actually goes with that piece of bacon. This egg, or this piece of bacon, is going to have to go with this one because it's a 17. This can't be, so this is a 7. This has to be a 5 and a 3. There we go. Now we know the last piece of egg has to go with this bacon, so this is 13, so that is 3 and 4, and 2 and 4, and that 2 will give me 8 and a 2. No 3s in a corner this time, oh well. That 7 up here gives me a 6 and a 7. We've got this digit's given as an 8, this digit's given as a 6. What are these two? 7 and 8. So we've got an 8 over to the left here. So that's 7, that's 8. Let's type these in real quick. Well, we know it's 5, 6, and 7. 5 and 6 are there, so this is 7. These have to be 5 and 6. These 2 digits are given, and I was looking elsewhere. They're 4 and 8. We've got an 8 right there, so that's 4 and 8. That now has to be 6, 8, 4. We've got a given 7. These 2 are 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Nothing just yet correlating there. Okay. So what's left over for this? We need to have a 5, 6, and a 7. And these 2, this can't be 7. So there has to be a 6 in here, which means there has to be a 5 here and a 6 here. These 2 digits are now, they're 3 and 5. So we've got 5 and 3. This now has to be 6 and 7. This is 5 and 6, and we are done. There we go. That one turned out better than I thought it would in terms of me being able to solve it, just because it had been a few days since I had gone through the rule sets. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed that one, and hope you did the entire set and played along. And we have completed our full English breakfast. So very full. Loved it. Excellent work, Michael. Thank you so much for creating this set. Look forward to solving many more in the future. So anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.